Hello boys and girls, welcome back to more Bobs and Angels Factorio. At this point we are almost through with most research we can do with just red and green science. However, we have uncovered some new technologies that at least beg to be figured out. The first step, I think, is to set up silicon processing, which gives us glass that is needed in a few buildings, most importantly solar panels, but then also to unlock the further tech tree into electronics. We do have quite some crushed stone and slag. By the looks of it, it can be turned into slag slurry, which is a stepping stone for mineral sludge. This can then be turned into ores or catalysts to produce ores. The counterpart to the mineral sludge is the crystal sludge that we can get out of geodes, which we get out of muddy water. There's also the sulfuric wastewater that can be turned into sulfur and other things. But at this point, I'm unsure what we need in which quantities. For the processing of the sludge, we need sulfuric acid. This is the first use of this wastewater. Let's start there. From the wastewater, we get sulfur. Combining that with oxygen gets sulfur dioxide. And once that is combined with purified water, we have the sulfuric acid we are after. Next, we put together the sludge processing. In the process, we have these new filtration plants, and we are using coal filters that are recycled in a loop. When it comes to what we actually produce, I think we go with geolite and crotonium, the only two ores we are still not mining so far. It's not much that we get out of this, but at this point it just adds more copper and iron. We can also create the brown catalyzers that can then be combined with the crushed ores to create some specific ores, which will be very helpful to balance out the ore production and consumption. There's also the crystal sludge that we can get out of mud water. Let's also have a look into this. I think for now I will just dump all the liquid that we are no longer using in this setup. Looking at this, I do not see the point of using the crystal slurry to produce more mineralized sludge, as this process is not using a side product but creating new stuff. But while figuring this out, we researched something that adds additional steps before the sorting. We introduce chunks that also produce the geodes, and after sorting we get some more ores. Seems like when processing them we get the crystals anyway, so we will have to deal with them in some form. We also have different forms of wastewater that needs to be treated. Let's see if I manage to connect everything up correctly. After fixing some wrong set splitters, I got this right in the end. With that all sorted, I think we close here, and next we focus on proper science setup with production and delivery of the materials by trains. Until then, goodbye!